we're gonna resurrect this box fan. Alright, so here's the stuff that I have. This is grease for cars and trucks and stuff, towels because this is gonna be a mess, more oil and stuff, so that'll free up the motor a little. Yeah, that'll grease it up. This will free it up. 2 sets of tools because, yeah. And this, which also has a nut driver on it. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna spare you all the time and just do a time lapse of me taking the grill off, so here we go. Alright, so I got the grill off now. All I need to do is just pull this blade off because nothing's holding it on. There we go. I don't know if I need to pull... Yeah, I'll pull this little plastic piece off too. There's my screws. And so what we need to do is we need to open up this motor. And yeah. Yeah, it feels kind of locked up. Well, not really, but enough to the point where it won't spin. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the cover for this motor off. And yeah, I'll time lapse that as well. Alright, so I got the motor out. Not terrible looking. I mean, it's gathered a little bit more dust on the coils since last time I opened it up, which is surprising, but yeah. So, alright, so here's what the stator looks like. Doesn't look horrible. I mean, obviously it's dusty and the coils are a little dusty, but yeah. And here's the rotor. Looks decent. No real damage on it, so that's good. So yeah, I feel like we could just repair this bearing and get this thing back up and running. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna take some of this stuff right here and I'm gonna spray down the entire motor and spray down this and attempt to free it up. I'll go ahead and do this in real time. This really isn't all in the frame, is it? Yeah. There we go. That looks good. So it looks like it isn't this bearing that's going bad, yeah, it looks like it isn't this bearing that's going bad, it's the other one, the rear bearing. Seems like it keeps locking up on us. Uh-oh. I'll set that right there. So here, if I could set that back in there for a minute and just... attempt to spin the bearing. Uh-oh. Be right back. My apologies, I had to go check something. Let's see if that... I don't know if that's spinning. Feels like it's spinning now. Yeah, it feels like it's spinning. So yeah, it isn't this bearing, as I said, it's this bearing that keeps on trying to lock up and it gets dirty. So I'm not sure what I should do. Oh yeah, the air compressor is over here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go see if I could find the tip for the air compressor, and maybe I'll just spray it in here and try to get some of that stuff out. Okay, like 10 minutes later, the air compressor is not gonna work. It has a freaking massive leak in the what's it called, the regulator. So no bueno, but I guess we'll manage. Just spin that many times. That seems like that'll work. I don't know what the state is of that bearing. I feel like what it was doing the entire time that this thing was still working was just freaking, well, just spinning. So I don't know, I don't think, you know, that piece isn't supposed to spin. I think it's just supposed to spin in there. So we're just gonna temporarily resurrect this thing again. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna angle the GoPro here down for real. Roll my sleeves up because this is gonna be a mess. Take some of this stuff, this grease, get a nice little fat glob on my finger there. And just apply it all over the shaft. And take some shop towels and clean up my fingers because this stuff is horrible. Well, not horrible, it's not like bad for your fingers or anything, but it's just messy. Oh shoot. There we go, look at that. I don't know if anybody wants to see me do a freaking 30-minute long video of me working on a fan, so I don't know. I mean, I see some people doing it, just 30 minutes of them working on something cool. This is just a 1998 Lasko fan, so who knows? Who knows? Put some of this on this back shaft, back piece of the shaft, rather, and then angle the camera up again. And I'm just gonna do that. Get up in there with that grease. There we go. Look at that. I'm gonna need to wash my hands. Yeah, I should have marked these screw holes. Oh well. It worked last time, and I don't think it was on the right one. So, whatever. Oh shit. That should do it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just time lapse me putting this thing back together now after I get that cap on. Oh man, this stuff is nasty. And cross our fingers that this thing works again until I have to resurrect it again in another month. Alright, I'm gonna go find an extension cord and plug this bad boy in. Here, I'll go ahead and put the blade back on. I do not have my hopes set very high right now. Oh crap, where's the freaking thing at? There it is. Yeah, I don't have my hopes set very high. Wouldn't you know, it works. I guess I'm gonna put this thing back on, put the front grill back on. I'll put the front grill back on and just let it go. So this thing does have a quick detach fan blade. Why it's quick detach, you might ask? Well, quick detach. That's why I gotta keep this grill on, or else the blade might fly off and kill me in my sleep or something. Let's go ahead and just put the grill back on. Okay, that took way longer and then way harder than it needed to be. So let's just go ahead and plug this thing back in now. It's a piece of crap, but it'll work. It used to be like whenever this thing was going bad, it would sit on this low setting for a little while and eventually just stall out. But yeah, it works. I'm gonna go inside and run it for a little while to try to, I guess, grease everything up inside there, make sure it's well lubricated, and then shut it off, run it again for a little while, probably get back to using it again. I ran this thing all night one time and it worked pretty well, and then the next day I was running it to air out my room because, you know, odors, and all of a sudden I heard this like loud squeaking noise, and then I came to the realization, I was like, oh crap, it's my fan. And then the blade was wanting to lock up again, and yeah. I really only resurrected this fan just for YouTube, just so y'all know. Thanks for watching, and don't be surprised if it stops working again. So if y'all are wondering about future projects, my dad recently asked me if I wanted to clean up this Lasko 3720 weather shield that's been outside in the elements for as long as I can remember. This has just always been outside and everything. Recently it's just been sitting here in the garage, but spent most of its life out in the elements, and yeah, it's very dirty. It still works. Made a video on it a while back, just a little short YouTube shorts, and yeah, it'll be a fun little project to clean up.